Good evening, everyone, and a very warm welcome to this session on the market outlook, which is, I think, a predominant question right now in everyone's mind. Where is the market heading? Because, frankly, market is not heading anywhere. In last couple of days, we haven't seen markets move in any one particular direction. It is all over the place. So let's see what the data points in the current coming days, in the current scenario, and for the remaining part of the October expiry series. So what we are going to cover in this particular presentation is how are the FIIs positioned for the October series, what was the beginning, what is it right now, and what do we expect going ahead, and the monthly options OI setup and the outlook based on that, and also the sectors that are gaining traction or that are losing steam. So these are the important points that we are going to discuss in a very short and crisp manner. And any queries post that, you can queue in your Q&A in the Q&A box, and we will get back to you as much as possible. So firstly, FII positioning in the October series. Now, since the beginning of the month till date, till as on yesterday, in the cash segment, FIIs have shorted around 62,126 crores worth of shares. In the index futures, there are net shorts of around 32,691 crores. In stock futures, they have gone short to an extent of 7,168 crores. In index options, there are shorts to an extent of 81,794, and in stock options, the net shorts are around 45,020 crores. So what this really indicates is that FIIs have been all in all on the short side. बहुत बेचा है FIIs ने, और आगे जाके अब क्या होना है, that we will see how it pans out. What you can say, a good part in this entire thing is the selling part, the net shorts seen in index options and stock options. The clear view is that in case if there had to be a major, bigger fall, a bigger crackdown from current levels, यहाँ से और ज्यादा बिकवाली होनी होती, तो FIIs का ऑप्शंस में शॉर्टिंग फिगर इतना नहीं होता. अगर ऑप्शंस में सेलिंग हो रही है, इंडिया विक्स अगर 13% पे आ चुका है, दैट मीन्स कि यहाँ से बहुत बड़ी गिरावट नहीं है. वी आर नॉट एक्सपेक्टिंग एनी बिग करेक्शन फ्रॉम हियर ऑन. येस, इन द इनिशियल पार्ट ऑफ अक्टूबर we saw an avalanche coming in the markets, and markets cracked big time. But from here on, we are not expecting any big correction. And whether recovery is possible, we'll first look at the data, and then you can decide for yourself, as well as I will guide you on what it really indicates. So beginning of the October series, the FII long short ratio, FIIs were 84% longs and there were 36% shorts in the system, and now 26% shorts, and currently the FII selling has been so much in the markets, in index futures, that the net longs have come down to 35% and the net shorts have increased to 65%. Now, do you ever see FIIs exiting a country completely? The answer is no, and especially not from India. So this figure of 35% longs is actually hitting a rock bottom, and we do not expect much further selling coming in from FIIs. यहाँ से और ज़्यादा बिकवाली FIIs की नहीं होगी. Yes, there was a China stimulus package that came in, which diverted the funds from India to China. But if you notice, China is in such a deep soup that it's become a trading market and not really an investment market. So यहाँ से investment के तौर पे पैसा वापस इंडिया में ही आना है, because there is stability in India, whereas Chinese economy is still very, very unstable. So yes, there has been a temporary shift of funds from India to China, and we saw a big correction also because of that. That was one of the factors because of which we saw a correction. but those funds are going to gradually come back to India. So we are not expecting any big correction from current levels. That's the underlying theme that we are looking at. Now, what is the options setup saying? So here is the chart for the open interest data at different strikes for the 17th October weekly expiry, which is after 2 days on Thursday. So if you notice, the highest open interest in calls is at 25,200, followed by 25,100. And today, again, because of some little minor dip in the market, there has been a good amount of addition at 25,100 call. And but again, the green shoot, or you can say the highlight of the market today was that there was no unwinding seen in 25,000 put. The open interest is still highest at 25,000 put. So a lot of option writers are still holding on to their 25,000 put position and they are not exiting, which again indicates that there is not much of a downside. It was just one factor today, which was Reliance. A correction in Reliance led to a correction in Nifty. But otherwise, if you look at the broader markets, it was not all that bad. And the data was more or less again distributed. Yes, the resistance level has come down from 25,200 to 25,100, 150 level. But the support of 25,000 should hold. And if at all below 25,000, again there's a lot of open interest at 24,900 put also. So for this particular weekly expiry, we are expecting a range of 24,900 to on the upside around 24,150 to 25,150 to 25,200. And any move above 25,250 will trigger a sharp short covering rally that can take Nifty to 25,500. But taking one step at a time, at least let Nifty reach 25,200, let it sustain and let it close about 25,200. Post that, we can create long positions for a target of 25,500 on the upside. But till then, as of now, the view remains that of consolidation, time correction within a narrow range. Again, the good part, so we are going to look at all the good factors that are there, all the comforting factors that are there, which helps us to prepare a view that there is limited downside in the market. And it's indicating that India VIX has come down to 13%. Now, if at all there had to be a big correction, this VIX level would have shot up above 15%, which is not the case in spite of corrective price action in the markets. So that is one indication. Second thing is overall OIPCR has come down to 0.57, which is again a slightly oversold zone. So not much downside left again on this parameter also. So all the derivative parameters are indicating that downsides are limited, but the upside breakout or you can say a steady up move may take some time. It will be in a consolidation phase. एक सीमित दायरे के अंदर निफ्टी हमें ट्रेड करते हुए नजर आएगा. थोड़ा और ज्यादा टाइम करेक्शन हमें देखना है और उसके बाद एक डायरेक्शनल मूव हमें निफ्टी में आगे जाके मिल सकता है. Now if you look at the 31st October, the monthly expiry series, आप देखेंगे रेड कैंडल जो है वो पुट्स के लिए है, ब्लू कैंडल कॉल्स के लिए है. So again for the monthly expiry also, the concentration is at 25,000 strike in both calls and puts. And beyond that, then we have good open interest built up at 25,500 call and on the downside at 24,500 put. But these we normally consider as mostly writing positions that people sell for the time value depreciation and the premiums. So it is to eat up the premiums, to gain from the premium depreciation. But major directional trend we will get it from this particular strike, 25,000. Now if you notice, the put open interest is way higher, slightly higher, not way higher than the call open interest, which means that 25,000 is a slow base formation level, जहां पे एक सपोर्ट बनते जा रहा है, स्ट्रॉन्ग होते जा रहा है. अगर हम 25,000 के ऊपर बंद देते हैं अगले 2-3 दिन के लिए, तो एक 25,000 का एक बॉटम एरिया बन जाएगा, जहां से नीचे जाने की उम्मीद फिर कम हो जाएगी. So a slow gradual base formation is happening at 25,000 level. Still we do not call it a bottom because अभी भी कॉल में भी काफी ओपन इंटरेस्ट है, कॉल राइटर्स भी होल्ड कर रहे हैं. बट एक बार कॉल्स में अनवाइंडिंग स्टार्ट हो जाएगी और पुट में थोड़ा और एडिशन स्टार्ट हो जाएगा, उसके बाद हम कह सकते हैं कि 25,000 पे एक बॉटम बन चुका है. In my view, you can consider 25,000 as a bottom. We may see 1 or 2 blips below 25,000, probably because we have a weekly expiry day after. But below that also 24,900 is again a very, very strong support level. So this 100 points area of 24,900 to 25,000, you can assume that this particular area will hold for the remainder of this October series. अब ये बैंक निफ्टी का सेटअप है. Now बैंक निफ्टी has been outperforming. अगर आप पहले से देखें पिछले 6-8 महीने से निफ्टी और बैंक निफ्टी एक डाइवर्जेंस पे ही चल रहा है. निफ्टी जब नए हाइज बना रहा था, बैंक निफ्टी बहुत स्ट्रगल कर रहा था इवन अपने पुराने हाइज तक पहुंचने के लिए, जो कि अभी तक नहीं हो पाया. सो बैंक निफ्टी में अब एक यहाँ से रिकवरी मोड जो स्टार्ट हुई है, 52,000 में अभी फिलहाल हाईएस्ट ओपन इंटरेस्ट है कल की वीकली एक्सपायरी के लिए, और नीचे की तरफ 51,500, 51,700, 51,800, ये सारे मल्टीपल स्ट्राइक्स पे काफी ओपन इंटरेस्ट बिल्टअप है पुट्स में. सो एक रेजिस्टेंस रहेगा 52,000 पे, वहां से थोड़ी बहुत बिकवाली हो सकती है. बट अगर आज आप देखें तो नीचे 51,750 के लेवल से 2 या 3 बार हमने एक अच्छा बाउंस बैक देखा है. तो ये एक क्लियरली इंडिकेट कर रहा है कि नीचे गिरने के लिए बैंक निफ्टी तैयार नहीं है. देयर आर लॉट ऑफ बायर्स स्टैंडिंग एट द लोअर एंड ऑफ द रेंज, एंड एनी डिप, एनी जिटरी एक्शन अराउंड 52,000 फॉर द टाइम बीइंग मे हैपन, बट इवेंचुअली वी शुड सी बैंक निफ्टी ब्रेकआउट अबव 52,000 and move towards 52,500. Now the overall OIPCR for Bank Nifty is at 0.90, whereas for the weekly expiry it is at 0.86, which is again indicating that it's in a neutral zone currently. Calls और puts में more or less equal positioning है. तो जब तक ये 52,000 का लेवल पास नहीं होता है, क्रॉस नहीं कर पाता है बैंक निफ्टी, तब तक ये एक सीमित दायरे में ट्रेड करेगा. जैसे ही 52,000 का लेवल क्रॉस होता है तो हमें एक अच्छी शॉर्ट कवरिंग रैली बैंक निफ्टी में भी नजर आएगी, जो कि बैंक निफ्टी को ऊपर ले जा सकता है 52,500 और मे बी 52,800 लेवल ऑल्सो बाय द एंड ऑफ दिस मंथ. ये वीकली ऑप्शंस में तो इंडिकेट हो ही रहा है, बट मंथली ऑप्शंस भी अगर देखें तो 52,000 सारे राउंड फिगर स्ट्राइक्स जो भी है 51,000, 51,500, 52,000 एंड 52,500, इन चारों स्ट्राइक्स में कॉल्स में भी है ओपन इंटरेस्ट और पुट्स में भी है. तो ये जब इतना डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड ओपन इंटरेस्ट हम देखते हैं दोनों कॉल्स और पुट्स में, ये इंडिकेट करता है कि ये थोड़ा टाइम और बिताएगा एक रेंज के अंदर, और रेंज का ब्रेकआउट जो है उसको आने में थोड़ा सा टाइम लग सकता है. बट बैंक निफ्टी तो हम ज्यादा बड़ा ब्रेकआउट नहीं देख रहे हैं. फिलहाल 500 पॉइंट्स के लिए 52,000 का लेवल क्रॉस करना जरूरी है. वंस 52,000 के ऊपर अगर एक बार बंद दे देता है, वंस इट क्लोजेस अबव 52,000, then we will see Bank Nifty move comfortably up to around 52,500, and sustenance above that we may see Bank Nifty move close to 52,800 also by end of this month. So अब सेक्टर्स पे आते हैं. तो अगर इसके पहले मैं ये एक नॉर्मल जो अभी फीलिंग है कि मार्केट में कुछ हो नहीं रहा है, सेलिंग में भी पैसा नहीं बन रहा है, बाइंग में भी पैसा नहीं बन रहा है, कौन से स्टॉक्स में पैसा डाले, कौन से सेक्टर में पैसा डाले, यहाँ से कौन सा सेक्टर चलेगा, तो बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस है अभी ट्रेडर्स के माइंड्स में. तो उसको अब एकदम एक अच्छे से इवैल्यूएट करके अगर हम देखें तो ये जो सेक्टरल सेटअप है, ये ब्लैक में जो लिखा हुआ है वो पिछले महीने हमने दिया था सितंबर में, जब मिड सितंबर में जब हमने वेबिनार किया था। तो उस टाइम क्या सिचुएशन थी, तभी रेट कट का सिनेरियो था, अनाउंसमेंट हुआ नहीं था, दैट इवेंट वाज पेंडिंग। उसके पहले हमने ये वेबिनार कंडक्ट किया था। तो रेट सेंसिटिव सेक्टर्स में हमने डाला था बैंकिंग, एनबीएफसी एंड आईटी। तो अगर आप देखें तो बैंकिंग में एक अच्छी रिकवरी हमें देखने मिली, प्राइवेट बैंक्स में स्पेशली, एनबीएफसीज में एक अच्छी रिकवरी देखने मिली, आईटी तो अभी भी परफॉर्म कर रहा है। ट्रेंड कंटिन्यूएशन में था फार्मा, तो फार्मा में हमने देखा कि सारे ही जो स्टॉक्स मिड सितंबर तक चले थे वो लेवल को अभी भी तोड़ा नहीं है, वो कंटिन्यू कर रहा है। हाँ, ऊपर की तरफ जो गति है, जो रफ्तार है, वो थोड़ी सी कम हो गई है, कंसोलिडेशन में आ गए हैं, लेकिन ये जो अप ट्रेंड है वो कंटिन्यू रहा है। प्रॉफिट बुकिंग एफएमसीजी में हमने देखा काफी सेलिंग प्रेशर नजर आई थी। वीकलिंग जो थे पीएससी सेक्टर्स में और डिफेंस में काफी सारा हमने सेलिंग देखा है। रिकवरी हमने एक्सपेक्ट की थी मेटल्स एंड रेलवे में, तो रेलवे में बहुत ज्यादा रिकवरी नहीं हुई, बट मेटल्स में एक अच्छी रिकवरी हमने देखने मिली है। सो अभी इस महीने में अच्छा जो मेन चीज है वो डार्क हॉर्स जो हमने पॉइंट आउट किया था, रियल्टी एंड इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर। तो आप देख रहे हैं अभी कि जो रियल्टी सेक्टर ओवरऑल है बहुत अच्छी रिकवरी हमें देखने मिली है। मार्केट इतना कमजोर हो गया, इतना वीकनेस हमें देखने मिला, बट इन स्पाइट ऑफ दैट वी हैव सीन ऑल द रियल्टी स्टॉक्स come into action and move up higher. So now what are we expecting for this month? So ये जो trend continuation है वो किस में हो सकता है? Those are pharma and IT sectors. But again, select pharma stocks and select IT stocks, not all the stocks, not the entire sector in totality. जो profit booking हम देख सकते हैं वो यहाँ से हम metals में, थोड़ा सा ऑटो में और ऑटो एंसिलरीज में माइनर प्रॉफिट बुकिंग होगा। बहुत बड़ी बिकवाली हमें शायद ना देखने मिले। अभी भी जो वीक है वो है पीएससी स्टॉक्स, इसमें अभी भी कोई बड़ी रिकवरी के संकेत नहीं है। डिफेंस में यस थोड़ी बहुत रिकवरी हमने देखी है, वो भी अगेन सिलेक्ट स्टॉक्स में, बट ऊपर के लेवल से शायद यहाँ पे फिर से प्रॉफिट बुकिंग आ सकता है। रिकवरी मोड पे है एफएमसीजी और एनबीएफसी। तो अभी ये दो सेक्टर है जिनमें बॉटम पिकिंग के लिए ये दोनों सेक्टर्स काफी अच्छे हैं, क्योंकि इसमें अभी डाउनसाइड लिमिटेड है, ज्यादा कमजोर नहीं होंगे। ऑलरेडी हमने कमजोरी काफी देख चुकी है, तो यहाँ से अब ये रिकवरी मोड में आ सकते हैं। सीजनल जो है वो रिटेल स्टॉक से, अब एबीएफआरएल देख लीजिए, ट्रेंड देख लीजिए, जो भी फेस्टिव सीजन से रिलेटेड स्टॉक है, इवन for that matter, the hotels sector like Indian Hotel, these are the stocks that will further continue the rally for another 1.5 months. Strength किसमें है? तो रियल्टी एंड इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर। तो रियल्टी स्टॉक्स में यहाँ से अभी और काफी ज्यादा तेजी होने की उम्मीद है। यहाँ से कम 8 to 10% की रैली शायद हम अक्टूबर सीरीज में ही देख ले, और एट द मोस्ट इसको स्ट्रेच करके दिवाली तक का टाइम दे दीजिए आप, तो यहाँ पे हमें एक अच्छी रैली मिल सकती है। तो ये एक स्पेस है जहाँ पे आप कंटिन्यू कर सकते हैं। अगर आपने नहीं लिया है तो आप फ्रेश एंट्री भी कर सकते हैं। ग्रीन शूट्स जहाँ पे एक अच्छी रिकवरी हो सकती है, जो बॉटम आउट हो रहे हैं, वो है शुगर सेक्टर एंड जो कंजम्पशन स्टॉक्स है। कंजम्पशन मीन्स पावर एंड यूटिलिटी स्टॉक्स है, अब जैसे टाटा पावर है, पावर ग्रिड है, आईआरसीटीसी है। जो कंजम्पशन जहाँ पे हो रहा है कि रिटेल कंजम्पशन की बढ़ोतरी हो सकती है, वैसे ये सेक्टर्स है जहाँ पे हमें एक अच्छी रैली की शुरुआत दिखेगी। इट्स ग्रीन शूट्स बट नॉट स्ट्रेंथ येट। तो यहाँ पे बड़ी तेजी नहीं दिख रही है, लेकिन एक रिकवरी मोड पे ये स्टॉक्स आने लगे हैं, तो ये धीरे धीरे यहाँ से ऊपर चल सकते हैं। डार्क हॉर्स आप पूछेंगे तो अभी फिलहाल कोई नहीं है। तो अगर इस महीने के इस मिड सीरीज में, ये आधा सीरीज खत्म हो चुका है, आज 15 तारीख है, अभी आधी अक्टूबर सीरीज बाकी है। तो इस आधी सीरीज में अगर आप देखेंगे तो कोई भी ऐसा सेक्टर नहीं है कि एंटायर सेक्टर चलेगा। There is no such sector that holistically will either move up or move down. There are select stocks from each sector, and that is the reason why we feel that markets will still spend some time in a range. There will be a time correction, and you will not find any one particular sector where you can go gung-ho and bet completely on it that it will move down or move up from the current levels. There will be select stocks. It will be a little difficult, so you need to be very, very careful in stock selection. And I would say this, no one would say in the market, but I would say this is a good time to go on vacation. Let there be clarity in the markets. You will see that if you keep trying to trade compulsorily in this particular market, you may lose some, you may gain some, but at the end of the day, it will be a zero-sum game because there is still no clear direction in the market. Yes, the bottom has been formed. एक बेस बन चुका है, लेकिन ऊपर आने में टाइम लग सकता है, और उस ऊपर आने में कौन से स्टॉक्स चलेंगे, कौन से नहीं चलेंगे, उसमें भी काफी रोटेशन हो रहा है. आज तक जो अभी मेटल स्टॉक्स चल रहे थे, अच्छी खासी बिकवाली एक ही दिन में हमने देखने मिली है. तो एक ट्रेडर पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से हाँ, आप ट्रेड कर सकते हो. 2-3% का गेन मिलता है, आप बुक कर लीजिए. आपको बहुत निम्बल फुटेड होना है. यू हैव टू बुक आउट योर प्रॉफिट्स अर्ली. You have to trigger your stop losses early. So this is not a trending market currently. So good time to go on vacation if you want to, an early Diwali vacation, or if at all you want to compulsorily trade in the market, then be very, very selective in stocks and be very nimble footed in booking your profits as well as triggering your stop losses. So that's the market outlook for the remainder of this month. And I wish you all a very happy Diwali well in advance. Thank you all for participating. You can queue in your questions in the Q&A box.
How does one decide if the market is over leveraged?
Okay, this is a slightly a confusing question. Are you asking about over leveraged or overbought? So, but I'll answer both the questions. Over leveraged is when you have a huge F&O position built up, but not really built up in the cash stocks, no actual delivery stocks. So that you can find out if there are a lot of stocks in ban, which means that the leverage is very high. The stocks are hitting their limits, and that is the reason why they are going in ban. F&O trades are not allowed in those stocks. So that is over leveraged. Overbought, you have parameters like OIPCR, that is a derivative parameter. You have technical parameters like RSI. But again, one thing I would like to say here is that whenever you are looking at RSI, because that's a very common parameter that most market participants look at, for any particular stock or index, RSI can remain in an overbought zone or in an oversold zone for an elongated period of time. So it does not mean that once the RSI goes into oversold, you straight away jump into the stock and go long on it, because it can remain in an oversold zone for an elongated period for probably 1 month, 1.5 months before it starts reversing. So you have to look at other factors. Yes, that's a good candidate to pick up, to keep a watch on, but you need other price confirmations, other other indications from different parameters to call it a reversal. So that is one thing you need to keep in mind.
How does OI change with theta? Are these directly related to each other?
So open interest and theta are actually unrelated. There is no relation between theta and open interest. Open interest is how many open positions we have in a particular future or a particular option, whereas theta is a character of options, which is price reduction on daily basis, time value depreciation on daily basis in the option pricing. So if the open interest is high, does not mean that the price of that option will not come down. It will still come down because theta will do its role. So open interest and theta are completely unrelated.
Do we now need more money to deal in derivatives?
So yes, the lot size, the value of one particular lot will be increased. Still, there is no clarity whether it will be applicable on stocks also, or is it applicable only on index. So to trade one particular index, one lot of an index, you will need a little higher amount, higher margin to trade in it.
How do I trade in such a volatile market? For months, we've seen a bullish market, but now it's tough to trade. Factors like FIIs shifting to China, new F&O regulations by SEBI, and the war in the Middle East are causing uncertainty. Even when the market looks strong, I lack the confidence to enter trades, as my portfolio was in the red even when Nifty was at its peak. How do I find clarity and trade with conviction in these conditions?
So yes, there are three answers to what all questions have been asked in this one question. A is yes, there will be volatile phases, and there is something called a no trading zone, a no trading phase, when I already mentioned that you should be going on a vacation. So when the markets are good, when the sun is shining, make hay, which means that जब market अच्छा चल रहा है आप पैसा बना लीजिए, but जब ज़्यादा volatile है, when you are confused, when you don't know what to buy, what to sell, and whatever trade you take up, you are not making money. You may not make a loss, or probably you may make a loss, but you are not really making any returns out of it. Then it's time to just take a step back and stay away from the markets. Let all the events play out. Let there be clarity in the market, and that is when you can enter again. Now, this is from a trader's perspective. From an investor's perspective, it's a boon if there is so much of uncertainty and fear in the market, because you will get all these stocks at a lower price. Approach should be that of an SIP in such a market. Do not aim for quick gains, but start accumulating the stocks which are looking good fundamentally and from a longer term perspective, because they are available at a very cheap rate. And when the things improve, when conditions improve, you can get back to the trading mindset and look out for quick gains, 2 to 3 days holding, and you're making 3-4% returns. Those kind of stocks, as well as your investments that you did at the lower end, will also fetch returns for you. So it's okay to not trade, to just be calm and do not look at the markets at all if you are confused and if you are not able to find out the appropriate stocks. So just take a step back, relax for some time, let there be clarity in the markets, and then you can come back. I have some questions keyed in here.
Yes.
Can I just look at that? So yes, in Nifty on hourly frame, it looks like head and shoulder formation. Yes, so technical analysis is something that everyone looks at. Whatever formation you see, you should know what action to take as per that formation. The next question is Max reflects industry or sterling पे क्या करो? So we are not taking any stock specific queries here. We are looking at the broader outlook, and you can connect with us on one-on-one basis for stock specific queries. Just 1 month to go, all indices except Nifty Sensex will not be tradable. Isn't it negative for banking, finance sector, which are traded most? Okay, so yes, it's bad for the exchange, not for us, because we do have, it's not that these weekly expiries will not be there, but monthly expiries will still be there for all the indices. And let me tell you, there is much more stability when it comes to monthly options compared to weekly options. If you just go back 5-6 years prior, before the weekly expiry started, markets were more stable. I mean, there was less of volatility in the markets and there was consistent money to make. Weekly expiries have actually distorted the entire money making process. So don't worry, even if the weekly expiries are stopped, it's a loss to the exchange because the volumes will go down, the brokerage will go down, revenues will go down. For us, it's a good thing because we'll start trading in monthly options, which with much more stability. What do you think? Reliance will announce bonus record date? Are they waiting? Just wait for the announcement whenever it comes. Can the price go above the top band of a Bollinger Band? Yes, that typically happens whenever there's a breakout. What about AC sector? I would say you can go for Voltas in this particular sector, Blue Star and Voltas. These are the two stocks that have bottomed out and they're looking good. We've initiated an official call also on Voltas today. So that's a stock that looks good from a trading perspective as well as from a little longer time frame. So yeah, that's it. AMC sector, I will have to get back to you on this. I haven't really looked at it. That's it. Those were the questions, Raj, that I could see. We can conclude here.
Investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.